Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today is an election prediction between former President Donald Trump and President Joe Biden, and this prediction is going to be a 2024 presidential prediction. But before we get going, I want to go ahead and remind you to subscribe to the channel if you feel led to. We post videos similar to election predictions, news coverage, and other things throughout this channel almost every single day. I also want to remind you to go ahead and follow us on Instagram if you also feel led to. That's where you can keep up with anything going on in the news world or any new videos or anything like that over on the Instagram. I also want to remind you to press that bell button so that you get notified when we post new videos here at American Elections. But with that being said, I think we can go ahead and get going into today's video. So before I get going, I also want to say, please know that this is just my personal prediction, and I don't know what would happen in the 2024 presidential election. Nobody does yet, as it's not happened, and I don't even know that these two will be the nominees. This is just my prediction with these two being the nominees as of today, September 2nd, 2021. So let's go ahead and start by giving Biden some of his safe states. Well, I don't know that I'll put Minnesota safe blue, but, you know, some of these states are safe blue. We can go ahead and give to Biden. I don't see Trump really winning in any of these states. And then I think New Mexico and Colorado both would be safe for Biden. And with that, Hawaii as well. I'm going to also give Trump some of his safe states. Let's go ahead and give him Utah, Idaho. Here we go. Yeah, so we're just going through some of these safe states or the safe states that I think Trump would win easily. And then I think Biden would end up winning New Hampshire. And then I think Trump would win the 2nd district in Maine, but I think Biden would win overall in Maine. And then let's go ahead and do Nebraska real quick. I believe this is how I would predict it going. So yeah, so now we have all of our safe states, and I believe most, if not all of these, were toss-ups in 2020. So from here you can kind of start going. Texas technically was a toss-up, but I do think that Trump would win it without it needing to be a toss-up, but then again, I don't know. So that's just my prediction. I'm going to go ahead and start giving some of these states that are toss-up states that we really don't know who would win until Election Day. I'm going to start giving those. I think Nevada would end up going to Biden, and I think Iowa would end up going to Trump. And then from here, I think that Florida would also end up going to Trump. I think that Biden would end up winning in Arizona. Again, I don't know for sure. That's just my personal prediction on what I think would happen. I think Trump would win in Ohio. I've heard a lot of speculation about North Carolina and where I think it would go, but I think that Trump would end up winning it. I'm not 100% sure. Like, I do think that there could be the chance that Biden wins the state of North Carolina, but I also see a high possibility that that Trump wins it. From here, Minnesota, I think, would easily go to Biden. I mean, not like super easy, obviously. That's why I didn't put it in a safe state. But you know, I think he would end up winning it at the end of the day. From here, we have Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. These states were like really focused on in the 2020 election. So I find it interesting that we come back down to these again. So yeah, I think that Biden would end up winning Pennsylvania. I don't think that Trump really would win it. I could be wrong, but I kind of doubt that he would win it. Wisconsin and Michigan, I actually do think that they would go to Trump. And then that leaves us with Georgia, which ultimately would decide the election. I mean, not necessarily, but like kind of, in the sense. And I think Georgia is one of those states that's hard because we don't know what the midterms are going to look like, even though, you know, the Senate midterms right now are looking like the Democrats would win Georgia in the election. But again, we don't know. So I think at the end of the day, I'm going to give it to Trump in this election prediction. And I think one of the only reasons for that is really focusing on the factor of how Biden's approval rating has shifted throughout the past few weeks. And I think that's why I'm giving Trump Georgia, ultimately making him what would be the 47th president of the United States. And then obviously speculation about Trump's running mate would also matter in this election as well. So again, at the end of the day, this is just my prediction on what I think would happen, but I think that it's a pretty close, pretty accurate election prediction as of today. Again, don't know for sure, just my prediction, and yeah. Now, with this being said, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about Harris, because there's been speculation that Biden won't run for a second term and that Harris will. If Harris runs, I do not find a possible path for her to win the presidency as of today. Her approval rating is just far too small for her to win the presidency against Donald Trump. Again, these are just my predictions, and I ask that you respect my predictions. And I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments as well. But this is just my personal prediction on what I think would happen in the 2024 presidential election if it was between former President Donald Trump and President Joe Biden. But yeah, I think this is coming to the close of the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching today. Again, I want to remind you, if you feel led, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also, follow the Instagram where you can get updates. And don't forget to press that bell where you will receive updates on new videos that are posted almost every day. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and stay tuned for another election prediction video coming in the future.